Welcome to Rare Coins News, where history turns into hidden treasure. Today, we are uncovering the unbelievable stories of two iconic American silver coins that have survived generations and captured the hearts of collectors worldwide. From the legendary 1794 flowing hair silver dollar, a symbol of America's early independence, to the historic 1914 D. Barber half dollar, a witness to a changing nation, these coins hold stories far beyond their silver. Their rarity, beauty, and incredible historical value continue to amaze experts. Stay with us until the end, because these timeless treasures may reveal secrets that every coin lover wants to discover. Coin number 1. Before the United States became a global power, a single silver coin silently witnessed the birth of a new nation. The 1794 flowing hair silver dollar was far more than a piece of money. It was a declaration that the United States had entered history as an independent republic with its own identity. Every strike of this remarkable coin echoed through the halls of a young nation still recovering from revolution. When it left the mint in Philadelphia, it carried the dreams of millions who believed freedom deserved its own currency. Unlike ordinary coins, this dollar represented the courage of a country that refused to remain under foreign rule. Historians believe the 1794 issue was among the very first official silver dollars produced by the United States Mint, making it one of the most historically significant coins ever created. Today, collectors do not simply admire its silver, they admire the story it carries, a story born in the earliest days of American independence. Hidden within the flowing strands of Liberty's hair lies one of the most powerful artistic messages of the 18th century. The portrait was intentionally designed with loose, windswept hair to symbolize freedom without chains or royal authority. At a time when European monarchs filled their coins with kings and queens wearing crowns, the United States chose something revolutionary, a young woman representing liberty itself. This bold artistic decision announced to the world that America would not honor a king on its money. Instead, it honored an ideal. Every line engraved into Liberty's face reflected hope, sacrifice, and the belief that ordinary citizens could govern themselves. That symbolism transformed the coin into more than currency. It became a miniature monument to democracy. Few people realize that the greatest treasure of the 1794 silver dollar is not its metal, but its extraordinary survival against time. Silver coins were designed to circulate, meaning they were constantly exchanged, worn down, melted, or lost forever. The fact that any 1794 dollars still exist today is almost miraculous. Experts estimate that only a small number survive compared with the original mintage, and even fewer remain in exceptional condition. Every surviving specimen has passed through generations of collectors, historians, museums, and auctions, preserving a direct physical connection to America's earliest years. Holding one is like touching history itself, because every scratch and every mark tells a story of more than 2 centuries of survival. The true value of this legendary coin cannot be measured by silver alone. Its worth comes from rarity, historical importance, craftsmanship, and the fascination it inspires among collectors around the world. Some examples have sold for millions of dollars because they represent the beginning of America's federal coinage. Wealthy collectors compete fiercely whenever an outstanding specimen appears at auction, knowing that opportunities to own such a treasure are exceptionally rare. In the world of numismatics, the 1794 flowing hair dollar is often described as the crown jewel of early American coin collecting, admired not because it is old, but because it changed the course of American monetary history. Across the crowded streets of Philadelphia in 1794, the sound of heavy minting presses echoed like the heartbeat of a nation finding its voice. Inside the young United States Mint, skilled workers carefully prepared silver blanks before striking them into official dollars. Every stage demanded precision because the new government wanted its currency to inspire confidence both at home and abroad. These coins were not created merely for trade. They were created to prove that the United States possessed the ability to establish its own stable financial system. In an era when trust in money could determine the strength of a country, the 1794 flowing hair dollar became a powerful ambassador of America's economic independence. Each freshly minted coin carried with it the reputation of a nation that was still writing the opening pages of its history. While kings across Europe proudly displayed their own portraits on national coinage, America made a decision that astonished the world. Instead of placing the face of a ruler on its first silver dollar, the young republic chose the image of liberty. This choice reflected the ideals born from the American Revolution, that freedom, rather than monarchy, would define the nation's future. The reverse featured a delicate eagle, a symbol that would later evolve into one of the most recognizable emblems of the United States. Every design element carried political meaning, reminding citizens that their government belonged to the people instead of a royal family. That message made the coin not only a medium of exchange, but also a symbol of revolutionary values. One of the greatest reasons this coin commands worldwide admiration is its extraordinary rarity in high-grade condition. Most early American silver dollars circulated heavily, causing scratches, worn details, and faded surfaces. Coins that escaped decades of use are exceptionally scarce, making them prized possessions among elite collectors and museums. Experts carefully examine every detail, from the sharpness of Liberty's hair to the feathers of the eagle, to determine a coin's condition. Even the smallest difference in preservation can dramatically affect its desirability. This is why two authentic $1794 may both be genuine, yet differ enormously in market value, depending on their state of preservation. The legends surrounding the 1794 flowing hair dollar grew even stronger when one exceptionally preserved specimen shattered auction records. Its sale demonstrated that collectors were not simply purchasing silver, they were investing in one of the most significant artifacts of early American history. The remarkable price reflected centuries of historical importance, rarity, provenance, and exceptional preservation, rather than the intrinsic value of the metal itself. This historic auction cemented the coin's reputation as one of the world's most valuable and celebrated collectibles, inspiring renewed interest among historians, investors, and numismatists alike. Long before this remarkable silver dollar became the centerpiece of world-famous collections, it represented a daring experiment in national identity. In 1794, the United States was still proving that its government, economy, and institutions could survive. The creation of a national silver dollar was one of the strongest demonstrations that the young republic intended to stand alongside the established nations of Europe. Every coin carried a message of confidence, announcing that America possessed not only political independence, but also the authority to produce its own trusted currency. More than 2 centuries later, historians continue to view the 1794 flowing hair dollar as one of the earliest physical symbols of the nation's determination to build a lasting financial system. The craftsmanship displayed on the 1794 flowing hair dollar reveals the extraordinary skill of the early engravers who worked under demanding conditions. Unlike modern mints, equipped with advanced machinery and digital precision, 18th-century coin production depended heavily on manual preparation, careful alignment, and the experience of skilled craftsmen. Slight differences from one coin to another are part of its historical character, reminding us that every piece was created through human effort rather than automated perfection. These subtle characteristics have become invaluable clues for specialists studying the earliest years of American coin production. Every authentic example of this famous dollar possesses something that cannot be purchased or recreated: historical authenticity. Collectors do not admire these coins simply because they are old. They value them because each genuine specimen was present during the formative years of the United States. It existed while the Constitution was still new, while early American leaders shaped the nation's future, and while the country's institutions struggled to establish themselves. Few artifacts can claim such a direct connection to the birth of a republic. That historical presence gives the coin an emotional significance that extends far beyond its physical appearance. The extraordinary reputation of the 1794 flowing hair dollar has inspired generations of scholars to examine every detail of its production and preservation. Experts study its weight, silver composition, strike quality, die characteristics, and surface condition to understand how America's first silver dollars were manufactured. Museums and professional grading organizations document these details with great care because every surviving specimen contributes valuable information to the historical record. The coin, therefore, serves not only as a collectible treasure, but also as an important source of evidence for researchers exploring the earliest chapter of United States numismatic history. Even after more than 2 centuries, the legend of the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar continues to grow with every generation that discovers its remarkable story. It stands as a lasting reminder that history is preserved not only in monuments, books, or famous documents, but also in the carefully crafted objects that survive the passage of time. This coin reflects the courage of a young republic, the vision of its founders, and the determination of skilled craftsmen who transformed silver into a national symbol. Its rarity, historical importance, artistic design, and enduring legacy have secured its place among the greatest coins ever created. The 1794 flowing hair dollar is not merely a collectible, it is a timeless emblem of the birth of the United States, a masterpiece of early American coinage, and one of the most celebrated historical treasures the numismatic world has ever known. Coin number 2. From the moment the first 1914 D Barber half-dollar emerged from the dies of the Denver Mint, it carried far more than 50 cents in purchasing power. It carried the confidence of a nation moving toward a new century. America in 1914 was experiencing remarkable industrial growth, expanding railroads, and rapidly changing cities. This silver coin quietly entered circulation while history unfolded around it, passing from merchants to farmers, bankers to travelers, and families building new lives across the country. Although millions of Americans handled Barber half-dollars without imagining their future importance, every surviving 1914 D example has become a silent witness to an extraordinary era. Today, collectors treasure this coin because it preserves a genuine connection to the United States before the First World War transformed the modern world. Unlike many famous coins that gained recognition through unusual designs, the 1914 D Barber half-dollar earned its reputation through historical survival and collector demand. Designed by chief engraver Charles E. Barber, the coin reflected the classical artistic traditions admired during the late 19th century. Liberty appears wearing a Phrygian cap and laurel wreath, symbols of freedom, honor, and national dignity rather than royal authority. On the reverse, a powerful American eagle holds arrows and an olive branch, representing both military strength and the nation's desire for peace. These carefully chosen symbols transformed an everyday silver coin into a lasting expression of American values. One of the greatest reasons the 1914 D Barber half-dollar fascinates collectors is that very few examples survived in exceptional condition. Most entered heavy circulation immediately after leaving the Denver Mint, where they were used daily in commerce for years. Countless coins became worn, damaged, melted for their silver content, or disappeared forever. Because of this natural loss, sharply preserved examples are much scarcer today than their original production numbers might suggest. Every high-grade survivor tells a remarkable story of preservation against overwhelming odds, making it far more desirable than an ordinary circulated coin. Hidden beneath the worn surfaces of many Barber half-dollars lies a remarkable journey through American history. These coins circulated during an era of horse-drawn wagons and early automobiles, long before electronic banking or credit cards existed. They may have been used to purchase food, pay wages, settle business accounts, or finance long railroad journeys across the growing nation. Although no one can trace the exact path of every individual coin, each surviving specimen carries the possibility of countless untold stories. That mystery adds emotional depth that no modern coin can easily match. The small letter D on the reverse identifies one of the most important details of this historic coin. It was struck at the Denver Mint. Mint marks were never added merely for decoration. They recorded where each coin entered America's monetary system. Today, collectors carefully study these tiny letters because they help determine rarity, historical context, and market value. The Denver Mint played an essential role in supplying silver coinage to the expanding western United States, making the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar an important representative of America's growing mint system. The true importance of the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar extends beyond silver content or collector prices. It represents the closing years of the Barber coinage series, which served the United States faithfully from 1892 until it was replaced by the more modern Walking Liberty half-dollar in 1916. Because of this historical position, the 1914 D issue stands near the end of an important chapter in American coinage. It symbolizes the final years of one artistic era before a dramatic transformation in United States coin design began. As the year 1914 unfolded, the world stood unknowingly on the edge of one of history's greatest turning points, and the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar entered circulation during this remarkable moment. While this coin was being exchanged in shops, banks, and marketplaces across America, global events were beginning to reshape the 20th century. Although the United States did not immediately enter World War I, the nation was witnessing dramatic economic growth and expanding industrial power. Every authentic 1914 D. Barber half-dollar that survives today is a genuine artifact from this extraordinary period, allowing collectors to hold a piece of history that existed before the world was forever changed by modern conflict. Every carefully engraved detail on the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar reflects the remarkable craftsmanship of Chief Engraver Charles E. Barber, whose designs defined American coinage for more than 2 decades. Liberty's calm expression was intended to represent stability, wisdom, and national confidence rather than temporary political figures. The reverse displays the great seal-inspired eagle with its shield, arrows, and olive branch, symbolizing both the nation's strength and its commitment to peace. These artistic choices ensured that the coin would remain timeless, carrying symbols of American identity that were understood by generations of citizens long after the coin left everyday circulation. Journey from ordinary pocket change to highly respected collector's treasure did not happen overnight. For decades, Barber half-dollars were viewed simply as practical money, spending years in everyday commerce without attracting special attention. Only later did collectors recognize that many dates, including the 1914 D issue in superior condition, had become surprisingly difficult to locate. As surviving examples grew scarcer through wear, loss, and melting, demand steadily increased. Today, this coin reminds collectors that true rarity often develops gradually over generations, rather than appearing instantly. Few surviving artifacts capture the spirit of early 20th century America as naturally as the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar. It circulated during an age when steam locomotives connected distant cities, telegraph lines carried urgent messages, and factories fueled America's rapid industrial expansion. Long before digital payments or modern banking systems existed, silver coins like this formed the backbone of everyday commerce. Each authentic example stands as tangible evidence of a nation whose economy depended upon the trust people placed in the coins they carried every day. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar is that its greatest value depends not only on rarity, but also on preservation. Collectors carefully examine Liberty's hair, the leaves in her wreath, the eagle's feathers, the shield, and every fine design element to determine how much original detail remains. Even small differences in wear can dramatically influence desirability and market value. 2 genuine 1914 D. Barber half-dollars may share the same date and mint mark, yet one may be worth many times more simply because it survived with sharper detail and stronger original surfaces. More than a century has passed since the Denver Mint struck these remarkable silver coins, yet the fascination surrounding the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar continues to grow. Museums, researchers, grading specialists, and experienced numismatists continue studying surviving examples to better understand America's early minting techniques and the history of circulating silver coinage. Each authentic coin serves as a historical document preserved in silver, connecting modern generations with the people, businesses, and communities that relied upon it during one of the most transformative periods in American history. The lasting legacy of the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar proves that true historical importance is earned through endurance rather than age alone. While countless objects from the early 20th century have disappeared forever, this remarkable coin continues to preserve the story of an America that was expanding, innovating, and preparing for an entirely new era. Its artistic beauty, historical setting, collector demand, and genuine connection to the past have secured its reputation as one of the most admired issues of the Barber half-dollar series. For collectors, it is not merely a silver coin, it is a lasting symbol of American history, craftsmanship, and the remarkable journey of a nation through time. Beneath the quiet shine of every authentic 1914 D. Barber half-dollar rests a century of untold human stories that no written record can fully capture. This coin may have passed through the hands of a shopkeeper balancing his daily earnings, a railway worker collecting hard-earned wages, a family purchasing groceries, or a traveler beginning a journey across the American West. While the exact path of each individual coin has been lost to history, its survival allows modern collectors to imagine the countless ordinary lives it quietly touched. That invisible human connection gives the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar an emotional value that reaches far beyond silver or collector demand. What truly separates the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar from countless other historic coins is its remarkable ability to preserve an entire era within a single piece of silver. Every edge, every letter, and every carefully engraved detail reflects the standards of American craftsmanship during the early 20th century. Unlike modern coins produced by highly automated technology, these pieces were struck using methods that required exceptional precision and skilled workmanship. More than 100 years later, every authentic example remains a tribute to the artisans who transformed raw silver into a national symbol that would outlive generations. The reputation of the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar has continued to grow because collectors understand that rarity is only one part of its extraordinary appeal. Historical importance, originality, condition, and authenticity combine to determine its true significance. Professional grading experts carefully inspect every surviving specimen for natural surfaces, original details, and signs of preservation. Coins that remain untouched by harsh cleaning or damage are especially admired because they preserve the appearance intended when they first left the Denver Mint. Such examples represent some of the finest surviving witnesses to America's classic silver coinage. Across the world, experienced numismatists often describe coins like the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar as historical ambassadors rather than simple collectibles. Unlike photographs or written documents, an authentic coin physically existed during the events it represents. It traveled through businesses, banks, and communities while America continued its rapid industrial expansion. Every genuine survivor has crossed generations without losing its identity, making it one of the few everyday objects capable of connecting modern collectors directly with the people and economy of the early 20th century. As decades passed and newer coin designs replaced the Barber series, the surviving 1914 D. half-dollars gradually transformed from ordinary circulating money into respected historical treasures. Collectors recognized that these coins represented the closing years of Charles E. Barber's long influence on United States coinage before a new artistic era began with the Walking Liberty half-dollar in 1916. Today, owning an authentic 1914 D. Barber half-dollar means preserving a meaningful chapter in American numismatic history. It is admired not because it is merely old, but because it marks the final years of one of the nation's longest-running and most influential coin designs. More than 100 years after it was first struck, the 1914 D. Barber half-dollar continues to command admiration through its remarkable blend of history, artistry, and survival. It reminds us that some of the greatest historical treasures are not grand monuments, but small objects that quietly endure the passage of time. Every authentic example carries the legacy of early 20th century America, preserving the ideals, craftsmanship, and economic history of an entire generation. Its enduring reputation has secured its place among the most respected coins of the Barber series, ensuring that future collectors and historians will continue to study, preserve, and celebrate this extraordinary silver half-dollar for generations to come. Thanks for watching this specific episode, and please subscribe to my channel RE Coins News.